to change the leg. It's very hard to understand where to take momentum to take the leg first, and then switch back to the other position.
When you're switching between the legs there. Yep. Did I lose Lolo? Yeah, there you are. Lost without Lolo. And so, let's say he just fancy puts my foot to the floor, right? And then as we're here. Now, the trick here is I'm using both my leg and my arm to pull his leg. So, I can grab the knee, I can grab the ankle if that's available. Both are pretty fine. But as I'm scooping in, so watch how I'm shooting my leg in, and then I'm pulling with my knee to bring it back. So it's in one motion, you're using your hand and your leg here to pull yourself tight there. So you might feel like maybe you're ending up here and then you're like, how can I get all the way over here in time to catch it? Well, the trick is usually just pull. And then you can even like use the foot to hook a little bit and give yourself some time to get a grab from the arm. Anything else? Let's go a little bit. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, after when the set on my foot and then already started fumbling the other foot in, you make the switch then. Like what you do you go back to the same side or force your way to the other side?
Yeah, so that's exactly why I was saying, like, if you sit on top of the foot, you can kind of stall it out a little bit. So, let's say, so, if he jumps over my foot, let's turn this way, jumps over my foot and then he sits on top of it, like this, now it's a little bit trickier for me to switch sides and move around. So my knee and my foot is kind of locked in this direction, okay? In this scenario, we're gonna do basically what I do next usually here, and that's to step on his hip and try to get my foot out and push it out here.
So you stay on the same side?
I stay on the same side here, okay? But it's kind of like this, the more he knows, the harder he gets, it goes back and forth the whole time, and that's jiu-jitsu all the time, right? Any other questions before we go a little bit further? No, let's go. So, this time, Lolo is gonna do the same thing. He's gonna push the ankle down and he goes over, and as he does, I'm gonna switch the configuration of my legs. So, watch how I'm gonna go with my leg that was on his hip, on the inside, and I'm hooking around his thigh here, okay? My knee is still remaining under his knee here, so I have it controlled both on the back side and on the front side here, okay? I'll still be grabbing his ankle, but now this leg that's on the opposite side is gonna move, and I'm just stepping my feet together here, okay? And the reason why I like having my feet together is because, let's say if he removes one of my legs, so remove this one, I still have one controlling the distance between me and him, right? Or if he removes the other one, I still have this one controlling, so I can pull myself back, right? So it's kind of like a double system there where I'm looking to control him here. Because if both of my legs slide to the side, see how Lolo can get close, and then I'm probably not ankle locking him anymore, okay? So, starting from the same position here, he pushes my ankle down towards the floor, jumps over it, I hook on the inside, right? My other foot comes over, and you'll see I create this knee sandwich here. So my knees are both over and under Lolo's, okay? Now, from here, we're gonna talk about a little bit about the depth of our knees. So if my knees are super far out here, usually it's quite hard for me to go for the belly down look. So you see how the angle is off. I can't go belly down here. But if I push myself a little bit back and our knees are in line, see how I can roll belly down quite easily here. So if you're ever with your knees quite far out, I suggest you try the first ankle lock we did and open up, okay? If you hip escape a little bit, you can get your knees in line that way, or we'll talk about a little bit later, it can also happen when he responds to my other ankle lock, okay? So once I'm here, I'm trying to roll onto my shoulder. See how I'm bringing my elbow under me and I'm rolling onto my shoulder, allowing me to roll up on my forehead and come onto my knees, okay? Once I'm here, I'm constantly fighting to keep his elbow tight to my ribs. So this way, I can now start stretching forward, sliding my forehead on the mat to get the foot lock. Okay, so let's turn a little bit this way. So, starting from the regular one, he pushes my ankle to the floor, jumps over, and now I'm changing for the inside hook here, okay? And a little thing here as well. So you guys remember how I wanted to bend the knee to create the good grab on his leg? This inside hook does play somewhat the same role. So see how I can kind of like stretch my leg, and this opens up his leg and allows me to grab a better grip around his ankle here, okay? Other foot comes on top, now creating this knee sandwich here. Elbow comes to the floor, and I use that momentum to roll myself up onto my forehead, okay? Once I'm here, I'm always keeping this elbow tight to my ribs. So as I have it tight, I'll start sliding forward with my head and pulling onto his ankle. Down. So we're here. He pushes my ankle to the floor, jumps over. I use my foot here to see how this creates that little push where I can bend his knee and create the distance that I need. Step, knees are in line with his knee. I can roll up and go for the finish. Okay? Again, if your knees are sticking too far out, most likely it's going to be hard for you to go belly down. But just use your feet now to do a slight little hip escape, and then you can roll belly down afterwards. Let's try it. 1, 2.